Hello, everybody. This is Katherine. Hi, everyone on Facebook world and beyond. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our very first pet healing show. So many of you have joined me on Facebook Live before, so I'm so happy to reconnect with you live once again. And for all of you who are joining for the first time, welcome, and it's really nice to meet you. So my name is Katherine O'Shea. I am a Tao healing practitioner and an animal communication specialist. What does that mean? This means that I can help facilitate positive change and shifts. Hi, Brianna, for you and your animals using the special tools that I have as a Tao Hands practitioner, as well as my specialty in animal communication. So it's amazing to connect and to make this connection. It all happens on the soul level. This is the level that our animals teach us exists because we have this connection to them. It's very natural to have this connection to our pets, our animal companions. And it's that level that you can't see all the time, and you might not be able to really describe or grasp it physically, right? It's the one we can't see, we can't touch, but we know that it's there. And we refer to this today as the soul level, the soul connection, the level of message, the level of information. We know that our animals connect through frequency and vibration. And this is why I'm so excited to bring to you today. We are going to talk about this field of frequency and vibration, and a very special field of frequency and vibration that can actually create shifts for you and your animal companions by raising your frequency and vibration, by increasing your positive information and messages and frequency field, so that you can actually release and transform negative messages and information that could be causing behavioral issues, physical issues, issues in relationships, and more, and even physical health. So I love this. You could tell I'm very excited because our animals are masters at communicating through frequency and vibration. They are the ones who show us how it's done. They're connected on that level that is so amazing, and it's so natural to them. So they bring this ability to communicate through frequency and vibration to us. This is how they know when we're feeling upset. This is how they know it's 5 o'clock and they need to eat. Could also be because they're hungry, but a lot of times they can really, this is how they tell time, through frequency and vibration. This is how they know a storm is coming in the wild. This is how they would know where to find food, how to find food, or if they were needed to protect themselves. So they can serve us in these ways by helping us when we're feeling imbalances emotionally and in other ways, or have physical sickness. There's animals who are assigned to people to be able to alert them when they're going to have a seizure. How would they know that? Through frequency and vibration. So this level of healing that we're going to introduce even more to you today, many of you have heard me talk this way about our beloved animal friends and their healing journey. We're going to bump it up a notch even. So I want to introduce a really, really beautiful teacher and healer. He's a master teacher with the Tao Academy, and a really close friend of mine. His name is Paul Fletcher, and he is going to help us today to go even more into how we can help the animals using Tao healing on the soul level and more. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, Katherine. I'm very happy to be joining with you to serve our animal friends. It's very exciting. We've been talking about this for a while. We're finally making it happen.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. It's so wonderful. I love to work with the animals, and you have helped me on this path of mine to really, through my own healing, right? Using these same tools we're going to talk about today, through my own healing, to really reveal this purpose and this powerful way of connecting to the animals that was natural to me, but without the healing, without clearing some of that negative information that was keeping me disconnected from really stepping into this role. Without that, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing today. And Paul and I have done a lot of that work together. And, I love serving the animals. And the most beautiful thing is there's layers to this healing. So I'd love to serve the animals with the abilities that I have. And so many powerful shifts happen. And it's really profound to witness and very beautiful. And sometimes there's a layer where I can't quite get to, or it might be beyond my reach, right? And that's often when I can call Paul, and he helps me with some of the elevated tools that he has as a master teacher and just as a beautiful healer on his journey that he's been empowered with to help serve the animals. So I wonder if maybe you would talk about that a little bit.
I'd be happy to, Catherine. I want to tout Katherine a little bit first. I want to let all of you know, you probably already know, but she is an amazing animal communication specialist, just amazing. I've had her talk to my cat. When I went to Europe and came back, my cat had to stay there, and she would communicate with my cat and find out what's going on. It made me feel a lot better. I'm always amazed at how spot on she is. And, the tools she's talking about, the healing techniques that are part of what we're here to share with you today. It's called Tao healing. And we were both introduced to it, Katherine, about 8-9 years ago. Does that sound about right for you?
9 years ago for me, yeah.
Okay, and about 12 years ago for me. And I chose a little more aggressive pathway on the healing. So I became a very, very powerful healer through the organization that our mutual spiritual teacher, Master Shah, has created. I'm a center leader and master teacher, Tao Chong leader at Tao Center Portland, one of 12 healing centers worldwide. And so Katherine vaguely alluded to sometimes when she's doing her connected readings and discerning what might best serve the pets and sometimes the humans. What do you refer to them as? The pets' parents, or how do you refer to them, Katherine?
The human companions?
The human companions. That just sounds okay. Human companions. It's like they're second on the scale. The pets are more important. That's the human companions.
Well, that's the beautiful thing, is because when you do the healing with the pets, the healing for the human happens too. So it's like a 2-for-1.
It's so true. I mean, a lot of times the pets, conditions are so related to, their parent, right? Their human parent. And sometimes vice versa. It's pretty amazing. But so Katherine, is going through her personal healing journey, used Tao healing. Of course, I have. And at this level, I'm able to deliver healing conditions and attributes that she's not quite able to at times. So tonight, one of the lucky people will have a demonstration to experience that. And that's why we're working together, because she can accomplish a good 70-80% of what needs to be done. But sometimes there's that extra 20% that makes a significant difference in the shift and the change that needs to occur. So I hope that explains a little bit, Katherine.
Yes, and we're all so much more powerful together, aren't we?
I think so, yeah.
And I found that when we work together, the communication from being able to connect and communicate with the pet, it really, when I say I specialize in that, it's just really what I'm here to serve. It is something that everyone around me could see that I couldn't see. That which is why this is such a beautiful connection we have together, because sometimes we get information that the other one wouldn't get. We're all on our path, and we can all bring such greatness to this experience. And I love bringing this to the animals because it also brings it to the human. I've never had a session with a human and their pet and not had the human have some kind of shift, because it just naturally happens. And, I've realized also how connected we are to our animal companions. And this has been shared through teachings of the spiritual teacher we follow and many others, I'm sure, is that you have, if you believe in past lifetimes, and if you don't, it's okay, you can just let this part slide. there's a deeper connection. Everyone has a story of like how it felt when they met their animal companion, or how it felt when they weren't even trying to have a pet and then all of a sudden, they did. So we are connected in a different way than just physically being together. We are connected on the level of soul, and we are part of one another's soul journey. And I think that's what I'm really excited to talk about today, and really also learn more about. Paul mentioned the word Tao Chung, which is really a source field. And he's going to talk a little bit about that and the benefits that can bring. He mentioned that he, as a center leader, he has access to this field and can share it. And we'll see how we'll explore more and do some soul communication and connect and see how our animals can benefit from this field and what the significance is of the animal's soul journey. So to many of you, you're like, yes, our animals also have a journey. You understand this, you feel this connection. To some other of you, this might be a little bit of a new concept, and that's okay. But I know that our animals are on their journey because I truly believe that we are all here to be of service in one way or another. And we're here to serve one another. And our animals do that unconditionally, with unconditional love, without the blink of an eye, even sometimes to their detriment. So I have done readings where it's like, wow, they seem like they're misbehaving so bad, but really they're just like, hello, be an assertive leader. I'm trying to teach you. Or they're bringing a lesson and an opportunity. And sometimes it does not feel good or it looks a little messy in our lives, but it's really their unconditional love and service. And they're in the moment and they communicate through this frequency and vibration. And therefore they are just so powerfully on their journey. I feel like, yeah. Paul, do you have any insight to add?
I'm enjoying hearing you express, and just a moment ago you said they're in the moment. And I think that's one of the most important things for the human companions to grasp, is that, pets are very much in the moment. That's why they're always so, for the most part, so joyful and happy to see us, because we could be quite unpleasant to them, and they still love us unconditionally, because for the most part they're in the moment. And that also means that if they're not suffering, that's one of the reasons why the Tao healing is so fun with animals, because they don't really have ego or a reason to not tell you the truth. They feel bad or they feel good. And they show it. They're not sick or they're sick, and they show it. So when we offer the healing through this form of Tao healing that we do, it's truly remarkable. The pets always have wonderful responses.
Yes, and I've also noticed that sometimes the blessings don't have to be as long, because you don't have to work through all the human stuff.
It's so true.
I don't know if this is going to work. I'm really attached to feeling this way.
I've tried all this other stuff before. I don't know.
Oh, I've spent all this money. I've been to 5 doctors. It's just, the pets are just like, oh, this frequency and vibration in the field.
Well, yeah. The people that are familiar with this form of light and love healing, they have books and they have objects that are empowered. And the pets always go to those objects, and they always go to those books, and they lie down near them. They stay very, very connected.
Yeah, it's so true. They can feel it. I know for my pet, I've helped him a lot, and he's helped me. He really put me on this path. His name is Mr. Ping. If you don't know Mr. Ping, you can just go to my Facebook page, which you're probably already there, and you'll see him. He's everywhere. He loves to support me and support all the animals and be a part of this journey as well. And he's also very on his journey, I can tell, and he's actually very serious about it. So he will tell me when it's time to meditate, time to practice, and he really sits and meditates to this beautiful song I've shared with everyone, Love, Peace, and Harmony, which does what we're talking about today. It brings the source frequency and vibration, and this creates this field. And it's so awesome just to see the animals respond to all the layers of the Tao healing, because it is source field healing, and they're just so ready for it. And this is the other thing, is like, we were talking about them living in the moment. I just saw this image of a dog sitting and waiting, and you leaving the house, and then like 8 hours later you come home and he's wagging his tail, and he's so happy. And I'm just thinking, I don't know, if you left me in the house for 8 hours, how happy I would be to see you.
That's true.
And that's the unconditional.
That's the unconditional love, yeah.
Yeah, and the moment, being in the moment.
You know, and that's really the title of this event today, right? Is about animals having spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, is your animal on their spiritual journey? Do they have a spiritual purpose? What is that spiritual purpose? And how can we support them on their journeys? This is I was so excited that this was the topic that came through today, because it is something that I have profoundly discovered through communicating with the animals. I didn't have a very good grasp on this. Even when I started 9 years ago, really on this journey, and 6 years ago or so, really doing the animal communication and everything, I really didn't know how much they were also on their journey and how they want to be uplifted. And then as I started to discover the more layers of the Tao healing, and being a practitioner myself, and then showing up to do my own healing and seeing what was happening for my animal companion, and understanding that this Tao healing uplifts their spiritual journey, it allows them to advance and be uplifted, and remove negative messages, and essentially gain wisdom and learn lessons, if you want to say it that way. Just to gain the wisdom is to learn the lesson, right? It doesn't have to be a smack on the wrist.
I think it's so important that the human companions understand this. I don't know that all of them grasp that. We're all so busy in our own struggles, right? Yeah. That we don't really grasp that our animal companion friends are also on the same journey, that our positive information affects them, that our negative information affects them. You've come across where people have a significant condition, a cancerous condition or something like that, and the pet takes it on. Yeah. And then the human, their cancer gets better and the pet ends up leaving. Isn't that interesting? I find it so interesting on the spiritual journey, that kind of unconditional love, that kind of unconditional sacrifice for their human companion. This kind of thing happens out there.
It does.
Yeah.
And we share this not to make anyone feel bad. It's really their unconditional service. This is what they sign up to do. And this is why I love that we have access to Tao healing, because this is the thing for me, from my own personal experience, without even bringing anyone else into it. I could tell you, if something's happening to my beloved pet, Mr. Ping, I know to take a look at myself and see. So if he's exhibiting anxiety, which is very common in pets, I've found, I know to check in with my own heart and see where there's disturbances. And this is also what's so powerful about the Tao healing is it's just so evident in them. It's a way that we can say thank you, and it's a way that we can support their journey. Because for them to be in unconditional service is helping their journey. But they're taking on our stuff as well. And doing this Tao healing and serving them and getting the blessings for them and helping them to join the field and receive treasures. And we'll talk more about all of this. Is a way to help them clear what they're taking on from us too. And the wheel goes around and around, and it's so beautiful.
So how many of those that are with us today have pets? Let's see your
Yeah,
comment.
let's see.
And what kind
Let
of
us
pet do you
know.
have? Cats, dogs? Do you have a bird? What do you have? What do you have? You know, James up here in Portland, he has his cat and his bird, Star,
Yes.
and he loves them just like they were his own little kids.
Yeah. I know Brianna has a cat, and let us know, everybody, what kind of animal you have. And you know, this is my first time doing it this way, so I don't know if I'm seeing all the comments or not.
You are. I took it.
I am. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some demos today. Now that we've been talking a little bit about, we've been talking about it, right? That's one thing, is to share about it. And the other thing is to actually experience it. And we do, this is why we're here today, is to actually serve the pets. So we want to give everyone a chance to be a demo for the blessing that we're going to offer today. And we're also going to do a little reading. I think I'm going to ask Paul. So both of us do soul communication. I happen to specialize in the pets specifically. And I really appreciate Paul's ability to do readings and soul communication. I think it's really beautiful, and you'll get to experience both of us do this today, which is really amazing. I'm so happy to be doing this together with everybody. So go ahead and let us know if you have a pet with you today. I will read some of the comments, and I'm also going to share a little bit about a session, a little example about how someone and their pet have been on a spiritual journey together. So Brianna says, yes, I too am learning lessons to be an assertive leader. Honestly, it's a very difficult journey, but learning to be grateful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, so Jorge has 2 cats. Wonderful. And Amara, so good to see you. Another Coloradoan. I have lots of pets. I'm a pet sitter, and the healing has helped difficult pets. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Candy, we're so happy that you're with us. Welcome, everyone. And Senli is saying she also has 2 family cats, a black one and a ginger one. Oh, the black cat had a reading from Katherine before. Very grateful. Let me know what their names are. Suddenly, it's so good to see you. Remind me. I would love to say hello. So we say hello to all of your animals, and we're going to do a demo here in a minute. You know, I have, through this pet communication and doing the readings over many, many years, it is always profound to me when the animals get a chance to really go deep in their communication and sharing their love for their companions. And we really get to kind of dive in a little bit more and share about their journey and their journey together. And it's really amazing what happens. The past lifetimes where maybe one had saved the other's life, or they had actually been on the spiritual journey together. I remember one, it was beautiful. It was like a horse that had actually gone on this huge spiritual journey with the human, and the human was a human in this life, and the dog was a horse, and they went on this journey, and they went through all these experiences, and they had this very special bond, and they were together on this journey, and it resonated so much with the person who was receiving the reading. It just brought them to tears, and there was so many synchronicities within even the type of animal he was, the color he was, and all of these things. And I think it really, really is such a special thing when we can have a deeper realization that we are actually on the spiritual journey with our beloved animal companions. So let's see here. Oh, great. People are sharing more about their pets. Hi to Lily and Kika, who are Jorge's two cats. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, Paul, I would love if you could do what you do and connect to what we call heaven, which means the soul world, right? And connect to them and connect to heaven, and maybe we could learn something about the significance of our pets and their spiritual journey, and even the significance of us just being here today and connecting to this information and this wisdom. Would you like to do that?
That would be fun. Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'd love to do that. So thank you, Catherine. It's truly fun to be working with Catherine in this way. She's such a talented soul, such an amazing animal communicator. And I'm a little bit better at communicating with humans, but I'll get better at communicating with animals as we go. But this will allow all of the listening audience to have a better understanding of the nature of the animal soul journey. So I'll ask Kevin to borrow my mouth and deliver a message. So everyone, close your eyes and listen to the message. How? This is the soul of heaven's animal kingdom leader. There is a committee in heaven for the animals on earth. Our service is to ensure that the right animal companions are connected to the right humans. It is a very interesting service. Many beings of light actually serve as an animal, for that is what the human needs in this life, someone to keep them from taking their own life. And so a saint might choose to incarnate as an animal companion for the purpose of generating great virtue and saving that human's life. This information is not well known. Certainly that is not the case, but it is a graphic and important representation that everything has a soul, and accordingly every soul has a journey. There are many animal companions on earth at this time that are serving in such similar fashion. There are many that wish very much to become human, for it has been their goal to become human. And they watch, and they listen, and they observe, and they serve unconditionally, for they know that what is of the greatest importance on the soul journey is unconditional service. This is also one of the main reasons why those that are the parents of the animals have such great love for them, for they recognize the great love, the unconditional love that exudes from their companion. This is often the reason why the human has happiness and joy. And it's also the reason why the human will do almost anything to ensure the happiness of their companion. This spiritual journey is not a small thing. As your animal companion progresses on this path, their spiritual standing increases. The wisdom that they acquire increases. Their ability to eventually be human increases. And this collectively could be of great value to both you and them. For you never know when someone that was your animal companion re-enters your life as a human, and you could be very good friends. This is some tidbits of information that are important in understanding the value of your service to your animal companion. This is the leader of heaven's animal kingdom. Well,
beautiful and very deep message. Some of you might want to listen back to that later. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Heaven. So powerful.
that was kind of neat, the first thing they said, huh?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I was thinking that I have had clients, I've had people I've worked with say that to me. Like, I feel like my cat is like a saint, or, you know, and it has come forward that way before. But it was so affirming to also hear it come from through you, as well as through my own experience. It just affirms it that much more. So I've had that experience before, and often wondered, I saw a grasshopper the other day, and even had that thought, like, I wonder what soul could be in that grasshopper. I'm going to be really nice to that grasshopper no matter what.
I have an open spiritual channels class that I lead, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And one of the students had completed the advanced. And in the advanced course, I teach them how to communicate with other than, humans and saints, right? I said, you talk to the tree, talk to a bug, talk to a bird, talk to animals. And so this person was experimenting, and she sent me a text the other day. She said, so I saw a bee the other day, and I asked them, what was their favorite time of day? And she said, I heard noon, because it's when the nectar is sweetest. Right? I just thought that was neat.
That's so neat. I love that gets to be my life. We get to have this consciousness, and we get to receive this information. It's so beautiful through our spiritual channels. I encourage anyone who wants to develop this ability to, Paul and I both have our information posted on here. So you can learn more about that too with Paul if you want to learn more about opening your spiritual channels. I highly recommend it. It changed my life. It is the one, it's one of the best things about my life, is that I can just stop and communicate with the flies in my house and ask them and tell them they'll be so much happier outside. And my dog's very nervous when you're around. So,
there's a master teacher whose business is to help relocate what we refer to as pests, right? Relocate them, and from their place in San Francisco, they can actually have a communication with the so-called pests, and they relocate.
Yeah,
isn't that amazing?
It is amazing, the power of this communication. So speaking of the power of communicating to our animals, let's do a little more of that as well. So I would love to choose a demo. If anyone would like to be a demo, I'm going to have Paul check and see. Well, I guess I'll do the reading, huh? I was going to see what we would offer it for, but it's going to be related to the spiritual journey. So if you would like to be considered for the demo, just put your animal's name in there, your animal friend's name in the comments, and what type of animal they are helps too. And then we can do, what I'm going to do is do some animal communication, which is I love to do it. So powerful. You can tell by the smile on my face. And we're going to see what they need and what's going to be best for them to receive spiritually at this time. And then we'll see whatever they need. Paul or I will offer the blessing. And then I'll share a little bit from what I see from the blessing too. And then if Paul has something to contribute, he also can. So, okay, so we have Lily and Kika and Possum. I I love pets' names. So amazing. Okay, so I know we're a little bit on a delay. I'll give you just another moment. And I'm not going to check with my mind, so I'm not choosing favorites. I'm going to use my spiritual channels, and I'm going to ask heaven, the soul world, who needs it the most? So we have Poppy and May and Hui Long. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. And Jet and Lily and Kika and Possum. Minnie and Little Bear. Okay. Dixie, okay. I'm actually getting Possum. Possum is a female cat. Congratulations, Possum. You were chosen as the demo. So thank you, Karen, for standing up for your animal companion so Possum could receive the blessing. So we'll do a little reading and see what support. I believe Possum might be going through some things. I saw that you gave me a message earlier, but I haven't had a chance to read it, so please forgive me. We'll see what Possum is in need of and what Possum has to share about her spiritual journey, or maybe one of her guides will share. And then, so everybody can close your eyes. And I'm going to do just what Paul just did, is I'm going to connect on the soul level and my spiritual channels. And Paul, since you have such beautiful spiritual channels, you can also see if you notice anything or if you see anything or experience or feel or anything also. Okay, yes. So Karen, close your eyes also and just connect to the love that you have for Possum. How, dearest ones, this is the soul of Possum, the cat. This lifetime, I am a cat. I have been many different animals in many lifetimes, including with this beloved one we call Karen. We were human beings together in a lifetime, as well as I have been her dog and her donkey in lifetimes where we traveled together. When I was a dog, we were the closest of friends. We looked out for one another. I helped her in many ways as she grew older. This is one of the reasons she feels so compelled to support me at this time. She has been praying for help for me. I am in need of spiritual nourishment and rejuvenation for my kidneys, lungs, large intestine, and liver. I am feeling strain in these areas, fatigue in my body. This is connected to my ancestors and Mother Earth. Many lifetimes, my ancestors have been on Mother Earth as have I. We have created harm and negativity without even realizing it, or out of necessity to stay alive. It sometimes was at the expense of others. I am ready to transform and be of higher service. This will support me as I grow older, not only in my physical body, but to uplift my journey. Thank you for the opportunity to connect to each of you. I am so grateful you have all come to help your animals. We love each of you. How? Whew, you know, I could feel it so deeply. Yeah. What I was seeing is really, she was really sharing about different parts of her body. And I could see, you know, the way that I see the spiritual nourishment is like a golden liquid. And I could see that it just looked a little like dry. And Possum is such a dear one. And I was feeling just the pressure in her heart is what I was receiving. That a blessing for her heart. Or spiritual journey, whatever we can offer, would be great to help support her. And so thank you, Karen. So Paul, did you have anything to add to that?
That was an amazing reading.
Yeah, and anyone who wants to share in the chat, please share. If you saw anything, experienced anything, if you felt that.
Yeah, it's a good point. You know, everyone in the audience could have something to add. I was just really taken in by your reading, and you know, that this animal companion had been with Karen many times. That was interesting as well. I went and I checked. You spoke of four organs, and I checked guidance on priorities of those. And then you also mentioned at the end there, you know, that there was some congestion here on the heart. And I get that it's mostly a message center blockage versus a heart blockage.
That's what I saw also.
Yeah. 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 And for those in the audience that are not,
and that's where I was feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those in the audience that are not familiar, you've heard of chakras before. Most of you have. Well, guess what? Your animals have chakras also. And so the heart chakra is also been referred to as the message center, and it often gets blocked. In the human, it shows up as depression, anxiety, emotional blockages, basically. And so it sounds like that our beloved cat friend here has some in that area. So I would definitely recommend a dot-eye light ball to the message center for this beloved animal companion. And
so
then,
tell us, what is a dot-eye light ball?
What is a dot-eye light ball?
It sounds amazing.
It doesn't it?
The
best part is it actually is amazing. That's the best part. So one of the beautiful things about what I do as a central leader is our teacher's name is Master Shah, Dr. Master Shah. And he's a world-renowned healer. He's 20 years of powerful healing. And he wanted to be able to make it very easy for people and their animal companions to receive powerful healing. And he recognized that, as in most cases, that there needs to be an interaction, so to speak. So people have to bring themselves to something and then work with it to have a result. Well, he created a Tao light ball so that it would be much easier for people to receive the healing. And in essence, what it is, as Catherine was referring to earlier, how all of us are walking, talking humans and animals, and we carry positive and negative information, frequency and vibration on us and around us. And sometimes that manifests in something that creates an unhealthy condition. Sometimes tumor, sometimes depression, but that's basically the negative vibration on our energetic field. Same thing for animals. And so when a human, or in this case, Pompeo, is that the cat's name?
Possum.
Possum, thank you, Possum.
She's a female cat, and Karen is her person.
Okay, her person. You're second, Karen. Just not. And so when we, or in this case Possum, has a blockage in this area, it actually can create great problems in our life, because from here we're either open and open-hearted and loving and kind and compassionate, which shows up in the form of health and wealth and positive finances, positive relationship, because it emanates from here. And so the light ball, when I connect and I transmit this light ball, it comes from heaven. It captures and holds and harnesses heaven's positive frequency and vibration in an enclosed, condensed light form. And a beautiful thing about working with Catherine is she has an astounding third eye. So she'll be able to describe what this is like when I transmit this. And but then it will come to Possum, and instantly it will help clear a lot of negative information and start allowing the positive healing to occur. So that's how it works, and I can transmit it whenever we're ready. And we also need to get permission to
So Karen, tell us it's okay. So your beloved one can receive. And I just want to share what Karen says. Is she said, when you chose Possum, I felt pink rose petals falling from above, shining down on me, and the tears are still flowing now. Oh, wow. Beautiful. I just, as you were talking, I was seeing in the third eye. Everybody open your spiritual channels. Check it out. I was seeing in my third eye that these beautiful flowers were falling already into her message center to prepare her to receive. And I was reminded that the heart center, or the message center, is also the forgiveness center. And, forgiveness is such a powerful way to clear. It is clearing and removing those negative messages, and also bringing in the wisdom in such a powerful way. So, and also compassion. So I think that's such a beautiful thing. So Karen says, yes, please. Thank you both so much. and we thank the Tao field, and also Master Sha, who's just brought all this healing to each of us. And suddenly, I just want to share this. As Karen prepared, she said, I could feel Karen's love for her and was crying spiritually when she heard Possum's soul because of the connection. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to prepare to watch. And all of you can do so. Many of you have channels that are open. And if you don't, it's okay too. Just experience it in whatever way. Everybody's going to experience it a little bit different. You're going to get the splash or the flash as the treasure is transmitted. And if Paul wants to explain a little bit more about that, or just prepare and guide Karen in that, I'm going to close my eyes and just watch.
Okay, so you all, whether you have your spiritual third eye open or not, you can close your eyes and ask. Maybe you'll see something. Maybe you'll see a flash of light. You never know. So I will connect, and when I get ready to transmit, I will say the word transmission, and then Catherine, I'll check in with you as well along the way. So soul of Possum, please come. Open yourself fully to receive this beautiful blessing. Prepare. Tao, golden light ball, golden liquid spring of Da I. Da I means the greatest love. to Possum's message center. As appropriate, prepare. Do you see anything before I transmit it, Catherine?
So the beautiful thing that I'm seeing that I've never seen before is I see all of the ancestors connected to Possum and the healing that this treasure will bring, actually bringing in the positive information and their virtue, all of the beautiful things they've done and the service they've offered. They're pouring that into this treasure. And I see that the source is bringing down this beautiful, like purest golden light, just straight down, and it's like creating this amazing formula. And I see these temples being formed in this beautiful ball of light.
And that's before we transmit it.
It's being created, and it carries such love and forgiveness.
Yeah, that's really the key. Heaven's generosity.
Yeah, it's just pouring in there. It's amazing.
Prepare. Thou light ball, golden liquid spring of .I to Possum's message center. Transmission.
I see beautiful candles being lit everywhere. Possum opens her heart to receive. She's been waiting many lifetimes to receive. This treasure is quite large, much bigger than her. It will take 1 to 2 weeks minimum to really be more integrated into her being. I see messengers, birds, heaven's animals coming with this treasure to help teach her the wisdom, to release even more of the lessons that she has come to learn. I see her soul bowing down, so grateful to receive this treasure. It is an honor of any lifetime. She has been waiting and working on her own to transform what is transforming for her at this time on the spiritual level for many, many, many lifetimes. How?
What I was shown was that she received many heaven's animals to assist with this, and one of them is a chanting team to guide her and chant with her so that she can continue to open her heart.
I could hear that, actually. I could hear the chanting.
There's a chanting team. That was very cute. Yeah, it's very, very important. Beautiful.
So this the message I'm receiving, and maybe you can explain, Paul, what this means with your knowledge of the treasures, that this has saved her like lifetimes of chanting and meditating and trying to self-clear this for her and her ancestors.
Yeah, I can ask the records. You know what's curious? I had no idea. There's a different leader for the Animal Kingdom records. I didn't know. Wow.
I've been doing more.
I got ready to connect to Yen Wan Ye, and it's like, no, this is an animal leader. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, and they work together too. Yeah.
Amazing. Maybe you can get his name. I can't get his name, but I will speak. How? Our beloved Possum is very blessed on this day. Any beloved pet is beyond blessed to receive what is gently referred to as a Tao light ball. For truly, it is one of the least understood, yet most extraordinary transmissions any pet could receive, and truly any human. For it would take, on average, a human hundreds of lifetimes of special practice to develop, procure, and sustain the level of positive condensed light that is within the Tao light ball. But for our beloved possum to receive this, it has significantly altered this beloved one's soul journey. There has been another area that had to be created just for pets. Another area in heaven that had to be created just for pets who receive these, kind of like a staging ground for those that are much more ready to become human. And this blessing has cleared some ancestral information that, if left unattended, could cause possum to reincarnate in the animal kingdom a minimum of 22 times before the information that was cleared today could have been cleared on her own. This is significant. And if possum and her ancestors chant, there is a great possibility, with additional light ball and practice, to once again allow possum to step back into the human realm. This is but a small portion of the importance of such a grand and special transmission known as a Tao light ball. Huh? I'm learning so much stuff, Catherine. This is cool being with you. I had no idea about any of this stuff.
It's cool being with you too. Yes. Well, I only had experienced that before because I've been doing majority of Akashic record readings I've been doing has been with the animals. But this leader was a little newer to me. There's a couple, and this one I did hear that was very connected to Yin Wan Ye. And I saw him, I got the name, but not in English, in what we call soul language, right? The vibration. So I'm not sure how it would translate, but also it doesn't really matter. But I saw like an elephant, lion. It was many different animals is what I saw in my third eye. And I also heard the same number of lifetimes. So that brings me more confidence in knowing that as well. Well, I must say my heart is deeply touched. I received the message, and I've shared this with Paul, which is part of why we're doing this. You get messages, right? And then you have to show up to serve. And I know I need to serve the animals. And I got a message through my dog and many of the other animals I've been working with, and through heaven, that all of the animals need treasures. They want them, actually. They all want treasures, because I don't know if Paul really shared this about the treasures. Sorry, the sunlight's kind of coming in my window. Interesting. But they get to take the treasures with them to the next lifetime. They're permanently with them. This field of the source, frequency and vibration, and more. So you can, even if your animal, we outlive our animals a lot, right? Even if your animal transitions, you can keep practicing for them they will have this treasure with them. It will continue to serve them. And this is what I love about this. And the honor fee is so minimal, really, because heaven's so generous and our pets respond so well and they're showing up to do their work. They lots of times it's depending on, what they need it for. It can be like half of what the honor fee would be for a human. And it's generous to begin with. So I'm just very touched that Possum has received this and been waiting for so long. And thank you, Karen, for showing up. And I do a practice. I've started leading just a complimentary treasure practice so that the animals can serve one another. So if your pet has received a treasure, you can join my practice. And you can also receive a treasure and join at the same time. You can arrange for that. Yeah, it's just really important. Sorry, I'm not quite finding the words, but I know you can all feel my heart. I'm just so grateful that these are available because I have made that emergency call when my dog, Mr. Ping, was having a stroke. I was able to call Paul and get a treasure transmitted right away for him and other higher level blessings than what I could offer. So I was doing the communication. Sometimes with your own pet, it's hard, even if you are really good at soul communication. But I knew enough, got the message, call Paul right away. And then we did it together. And we were able to really, really help him. And I saw him go from being in the middle of his stroke or condition, which we received, that's what it could have been, falling over half of his face, to being perfectly fine and running around within the span of like 20 minutes. This whole entire thing took place. It's just amazing. I wasn't expecting to share that, but I just want to because this is how my heart feels. I've had my own experience. It's not just a third eye experience for me. I've witnessed many animals, animals who couldn't walk. There was a dog in Australia. They were having to carry him everywhere. So they were going to have to put him down because he wasn't able to walk anymore. He received a treasure and they practiced with the treasure and he's still walking around and running around and fine today. Yeah.
I did want to mention something to Karen based on your earlier reading.
Yes.
So Karen, please. If you decide to get the additional light balls, then check in with Katherine and but just for everybody to know, the light balls are extraordinary what they can do. They're normally $80, and pet companions get them at half off. And so it's just a gift, basically.
It's so amazing.
It's just like, it's almost free. But
what can you pay for at the vet? That's $40.
Right.
Sorry, I love the vet, but to get your nails trimmed, maybe, or I think just an initial visit is at least that much. And
yeah, that's about what they start.
That's just to be seen. Yeah. So the value, and then, especially with our animals, because they just don't have the same access. Animal medicine is really new for us, and they don't have the same access to the treatments in Western medicine that the humans do, and definitely not at the lower expense rate. So this is a great way to go.
One of the things that's, my goodness, a vet takes more schooling than a doctor in many cases.
Yes, so the doctor for sure.
We want to honor that.
And they do their best. Yeah, they're amazing.
It's just that when it comes to the root cause, it's negative information. And sometimes they can diagnose, but they don't have a solution. Yesterday, no, it was last week. One of the people that work with us, she has 3 cats and a bunny, and she mentioned that she took her bunny to the vet, and he still wasn't eating. He was losing hair on his back, and wasn't drinking, wasn't eating like 8 or 9 days. So we gave her bunny a blessing, and just this morning she said, it's been about 2 days since the blessing. She said, I woke up this morning and all his hay was gone, and all his water was gone, and there was poop all over the cage, and I was so happy because it's the first time he's back to normal. And this is the interesting thing about this kind of healing. It can change a human's life because there's so much love for their animals. And for this, so I just wanted to finish by saying, Karen, I check in with Catherine, but the order is kidneys first, then liver, then lungs. No, it was kidney, then large intestine. Sorry, kidney, then large intestine, then liver, then lungs. That was the order of priority if you were to get those for possum. FYI.
Great.
Okay.
Beautiful. And Shanti's just joining. Shanti, rewatch and you can learn what a treasure is. We've been on for over an hour now. This was our first episode, so I'm glad we were able to make it special and really go deeper into the significance of our pets' spiritual journey and how Tao healing can help them and support them. I did want to address one thing Karen said. Did she know it was coming today? She didn't eat, and she eats around the clock. She slept all day listening now. She never sleeps all day. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for Possum and for me. Yeah, she was purifying. She was preparing, and she needed it.
Yeah, and additionally, Karen, she says, so does that mean I can get one of these for me? Yes.
Yes.
but they're not the same 50% discount that your cat gets. You have to pay the full human honor fee.
Which is still so generous. So a beautiful thing you could do for you and your beloved pet is to go in together and do it. Because the more you would practice with your treasure, the more also your pet would benefit. So,
but I want to say something.
Yes.
That this is not about getting the light bulbs. This is a nice plus. Everyone here watching needs to pay attention to what Catherine does on an ongoing basis, because she has programs and ongoing support clinic that is specific to keep your animal healthier and healthier and happier and happier. These are like getting a nice 100-watt light bulb that you put into your house, but it's not going to create the highest and best results until you go and turn on the light switch and practice with that light on. And this is what Catherine is here to do. She has her own talented healing abilities. These are just like the icing on the cake that are needed at times. Most of the time, actually, you won't need these. A good chunk of the time, what she does is sufficient. But sometimes you got to pull out the big guns, and this is an example. Okay, so I just wanted to say that.
And just do both. Yes. Thank you, Paul, so much. We might even create something new out of this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. We're so grateful. Everybody wants to get treasures for their pet, which, I am so happy to serve, and I'm very grateful and honored in the way that I get to serve. And I have seen it transform so many people's lives, so many pets' lives. And really, I'm the facilitator. It's the source, it's heaven, it's my beloved teacher who really is bringing this through. And I just feel very grateful. I know that Paul feels the same way. We're very happy to serve. So guess what? If you're just joining or you're watching the replay and you want to join again, you get to. Paul is going to be a regular guest on this show, which I am so, so grateful. Occasionally we'll have other practitioners and teachers come in and join us as well. But you can join us every Wednesday and every Friday. It's 4 p.m. my time, which is Mountain Time. I know it's 3 p.m. where Paul is. It'll be 6 p.m. if you're on the East Coast in the U.S. It's 8 a.m. in Australia, in the Sydney area. And I think it's midnight in Europe, and 11 in London, and midnight in South Africa. And if you don't live in any of those places, you should be able to figure out what time it will be. Oh, noon in Hawaii. How about that? I think we did it all. So thank you so much. Please join us again Wednesday and Friday. We'll be so delighted we're going to do more demos, and we're going to dive deeper into different. I'm so excited about what heaven is giving us to talk about, because this is so important for our animal companions and the people.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here with Katherine. Make sure you contact her. Her information is listed at the video, right? You have our websites there, so you can contact us. And then you might want to put in your email for the short term there, Katherine. If in case
I know I can't comment on here.
Afterwards, you can come in and put it
afterwards, I will. You can also send me, if you're on Facebook watching us, you can also send me a Facebook message in Messenger or email me. Please be in touch. I would love to serve your animals. And I have so many more programs and different things that we're going to do to serve the animals. And thank you so much, Paul, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come and serve the animals and to be with all of us. We're so grateful to have you. I'm so grateful to be here. And we will see you all on Friday. Please tell your friends, all your animal loving friends. Tell everybody you know who loves animals, who even, because you know what, we're even going to be connecting to animals who might not even be here still. We're going to be also addressing, grief and loss from a pet, and that unconditional love, that physical presence of that is now in a different form. There could be some adjustments and everything to be made, and preparing for that day as well can be quite the journey. And we have the tools and the wisdom, and heaven will bring even more wisdom in as we connect to help you to make this lifetime with your animal beautiful and peaceful, and to understand what you're really here to do together, and how you can not only serve their physical, emotional, and behavioral health, but also their spiritual journey. So ahui ho, until next time, we will see you very, very soon.
See you Friday, next live stream. Bye-bye.